You can't sell hamburgers here. This is a Burger King.
People have been trying to make a quick and easy buck for as long as money has existed, and the fast food industry is an easy target. Here are 10 times people tried to scam Burger King. Size matters.
There
is
no
issue
too
big
or
too
small.
There have been a few customers who do not realize that the big, thick, and juicy-looking hamburger in the advertisement is not what you actually get most of the time. Most people tend to accept that the food at fast food places is not always exactly as advertised. Most advertisements for any type of product are exaggerated to make the product look more appealing. That's just a simple fact of our society today. Despite the fact that most of us know not to expect exactly what the image in the ads shows us, there are some people out there who apparently do not know how ads work. There was a small group of consumers who actually attempted to sue Burger King for the fact that their advertisements showed a much plumper-looking hamburger than they actually received when they ordered the item off the menu.
It's a hamburger made out of meat on a bun with nothing.
While this particular case is still pending as far as we can see, it's clear that the 4 people who are attempting to sue the company for this reason are just trying to use whatever reasoning they can find to try and get some quick money. Companies have been exaggerating their products and ads for as long as ads have existed. And while there are stricter regulations on ads than there were in the past, ads are never going to be 100% accurate as they try to use tricks to try and make their items seem more appealing than their competitors. Wrapping.
Wrap it up, Homer. That catwalk is starting to buckle.
Over the years, there have been a lot of people that have tried to sue Burger King and other fast food restaurants, some for more legitimate reasons than others, and some are obviously just trying to get some quick cash from the large companies. One such instance of someone trying to get their hands on some BK money was the person who attempted to sue Burger King because of the wrappers that their hamburgers come in. The allegations said that Burger King used unsafe chemicals in their wrappers and that these chemicals were not fit for human consumption. The claim was that these chemicals on the wrappers were getting on the food and causing people permanent harm to their health. This motion was quickly thrown out as it was determined that all of the chemicals used in making Burger King's food wrappers were legal and safe to be around food.
It's not even poisonous.
While these chemicals are, in fact, being phased out slowly, they were still legal to be used at the time of this lawsuit. It seems kind of foolish to think that a large company such as Burger King would not be aware of what they can and cannot use legally around their food. And it seems like this particular customer just thought that they had found a loophole and would be able to score big with a payout from the fast food burger giant. Weight-related.
Look at this food. It's gross and unhealthy. It's exactly the stuff I'm trying to get you not to eat.
It's common knowledge that fast food is not exactly a healthy option when it comes to our diets. Even the salads offered at most fast food places are not near as healthy as you would think they are. Despite this, one particular customer decided that he was going to make his weight-related health issues the fault of the fast food restaurants that he frequented. After unfortunately suffering a heart attack, this particular man decided that he would try to sue several fast food franchises, including Burger King, for making him overweight and putting his health at risk.
Why did you let me do this?
Burger King.
Unsurprisingly, nothing ever came of this lawsuit, as the man himself had chosen to spend his money buying these fast food items and eating them on his own. At no point did any of the fast food places force him to eat their food. This is probably one of the cases where it's most obvious that the person just wanted to sue these places for money, as it was a shaky case at best. You can't blame a fast food place for your health problems any more than you can blame your socks for disappearing in the dryer. If you eat a lot of fast food, it's likely that there will be adverse effects on your body and health. Fast food is meant as a once-in-a-while type of thing, and not something that you eat all the time in place of making fresh food at home. Extra soda cost.
What's your soda refill policy?
All you can drink if you buy a jumbo cup.
Believe it or not, there was once a woman who actually tried to sue Burger King over the fact that 2 different Burger King locations near her sold their sodas for slightly different prices. The woman found that the Burger King closest to her sold the sodas for 20 cents more than the Burger King that was slightly further away. And instead of just going the extra few blocks to get a soda at the Burger King that sold them for slightly cheaper, she decided to sue the fast food giant for this difference in price. As one would expect, nothing came of this lawsuit and it was quickly thrown out of court, since in the end, it was her own decision not to go to the slightly cheaper Burger King. It seems absolutely ridiculous to sue a fast food restaurant over a few cents difference in soda prices. And it's pretty obvious that this woman was just doing what she thought would get her a nice monetary settlement from the fast food company.
Don't come back.
Luckily, Burger King decided not to just settle, as they saw how ridiculous this lawsuit was and knew that she would never win in court over something so trivial. Maybe she learned her lesson and decided to just go a little further for cheaper sodas. Or perhaps she was bitter enough over losing that she avoided Burger King completely. New to our channel? Then take a sec and hit that subscribe button. Thanks. Double charged.
I don't want to pay anything for it.
Sometimes things are just not worth going to court for, and while small claims courts do exist to handle matters that include small amounts owed to a party, $17 just doesn't seem like an amount worth going to court for. Though apparently it worked, because the couple who sued Burger King for their $17 actually got the money back. Actually, they even managed to get their approximately $100 worth of court costs back too. The couple was awarded just over $100, but had yet to collect the money from the company. In small claims court, it's actually up to the suing party to enforce collections against the person that they sued. So the couple has to actually actively pursue the money from Burger King if they want it. Overall, the amount and the issue seems like a complete waste of both parties' time, and the couple could have just accepted the fact that they were double charged.
I'm not gonna pay extra, I'm sorry.
And that the money had even been returned to them almost immediately, rather than going after something so petty as this particular court case. We cannot help but wonder if they thought they might get something else extra out of Burger King during the court case. Whatever their reasoning, hopefully they at least got their money to make the whole thing at least sort of worth it. Otherwise, it was even more pointless than it already seems. Bathroom.
So don't panic. I'm gonna get you out. I'm just gonna go get some tools.
There was a surprisingly high-profile court case where a man sued Burger King due to the fact that he had gotten trapped in one of their bathroom stalls for over an hour. While this does not seem like it would be a big deal, the man certainly seemed to think it was. Sure, the smell was probably less than pleasant, and being stuck in a bathroom is not really anyone's idea of a fun time, but most people would just laugh it off once they got out and move on with their life. This specific man decided that instead of moving on, he would simply sue Burger King over the incident. He did actually manage to win, though it was not entirely a giant payout, but he did get a decent sum of money for his time stuck in the bathroom. Initially, he was pleased with the offer from the manager for free meals in exchange for his ordeal, but when the free food stopped, he decided it was time to sue. He managed to win just over $9,000. The amount was calculated to be the cost of one Whopper meal per week for the next approximately 22 years of his life, assuming he lived to the age of 72. The reason behind suing was completely silly, but at least it worked out for the man who had to spend an hour in the bathroom at his local Burger King. Impossible Burger.
But I warn you, I've had every plant-based meat ever made.
Many people who eat a plant-based diet were rejoicing when restaurants started to offer meatless burger options in the form of meat-like plant-based patties instead of their usual meat-based options. While many were happy to see these changes start rolling out at their favorite fast food restaurants such as Burger King, there was one person that was still not happy with the offering. One man wasn't pleased and attempted to take the fast food giant to court over claims that they cooked the meatless patties on the same grills as they cooked their meat, a fact that is most likely true, as most of their restaurants are not equipped to have a separate cooktop dedicated to just cooking the patties for the Impossible Whopper.
Is it the same grill you grilled your foot on?
No. Yes.
While this particular vegan customer was upset enough to go to court over it, Burger King had a simple and casual answer for the man. They never did claim that their Impossible Burgers were vegan. They simply claimed that the patties were made without meat. So while his claims that these patties were cooked on the same grill were not wrong, there was nothing much that could be done about it, because Burger King had never actually advertised the burgers as such. Lights out.
Bad stuff happens in the bathroom.
Sometimes things go on at restaurants that are beyond the employees' control. As they say, stuff happens. One of these things that have nothing to do with employees are power outages. For the most part, they cannot be predicted, and there's not much that the employees at a Burger King can do if the power does go out. Despite the fact that it had nothing to do with the employees, one customer decided to sue for mental anguish and medical expenses when the lights went out while she was in the bathroom of her local Burger King. The darkness in the bathroom caused her to trip over a wet floor sign as she was trying to exit the bathroom, and apparently this situation caused her so much mental anguish that she decided she had to sue the company over it.
It's not our fault.
While we're unsure of the outcome of this exact court case, it's clear to see that this woman saw an opportunity to potentially get some money out of the company over something that was pretty minor. While she did mention that an employee had told her the lights were faulty in the bathroom, the issue could have easily been caused by any number of things, and none of them were really the fault of Burger King. Bad food.
I'd like my money back now.
When ordering from any restaurant, including fast food outlets, you expect to get food that is fully cooked. A pretty reasonable expectation when you spend your money on food from any establishment. One woman was served undercooked food at BK, and she took it way further than it needed to go. Of course, it's upsetting when food is served undercooked, especially when that food includes meat. And no one can really blame her for going back to the restaurant to complain and get a refund. But that was not enough. She suddenly began to have extreme symptoms and declared that she developed irritable bowel syndrome from the experience. The symptoms she claimed to have mostly have nothing to do with the syndrome, and it's not something that would develop from eating undercooked food. Despite that fact, the woman still tried her best to pursue Burger King for a few $100,000, claiming it would cover her medical costs and emotional stress, along with several other issues she claimed, including excessive weight loss.
Are you serious?
Are we serious?
As serious as Bert and Ernie.
Needless to say, this lawsuit seems completely made up and seems to be a way for the woman to try and get a massive amount of money out of the company for something that was a minor inconvenience. Breakfast.
It's morning. I'm hungry. Gonna go to Burger King.
Coupons are a great way to save a little money and get more value for your hard-earned dollars, but they're not always what they seem. Oftentimes, coupons are put out for large chains, and employees are not fully trained on how to input the coupons properly. This was actually a reason behind a class action lawsuit that was filed against Burger King, with customers stating that they were charged too much when using a 2-for-1 coupon for breakfast sandwiches served at Burger King restaurants. The dollar amount that was actually overcharged to each customer was very minor and certainly did not seem like a reason to sue the company.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
But of course, if a few people start a class action lawsuit, there are bound to be plenty of other people who jump in hoping to get some sort of payout for it. This particular lawsuit was no different, and each person who was overcharged actually received a $2 gift card to Burger King if they did not have a receipt. And those that had a receipt received $5 in cash back. These tiny amounts do not really seem worth all the effort of suing the company. Stay right here and check out another great BabbleTop video. It's easy, just tap or click. Thanks.